What's going on, guys? We're back with another replay analysis, this time of machogriz. He's doing some solo Q2s. He says he's Challenger Elite in this game. Rising started last season, so basically right around the same area that he was last time. He got this replay analyzed by going to patreon.com/Gibbs00. I have a $20 replay tier there. Has 8 spots. Usually they're full until people rotate off of them throughout the month. So just keep on the lookout, guys, if you want to replay analyzed. And we'll do a video. So let's get right into this one with the Grizz, the macho, the man himself. See how it starts here. Neither of these two go for the face-off, and this is a good point. Now this is hard because like every face-off you should check over your head when it's a head-to-head face-off to see if someone's going. He doesn't check, and it just turns into a really good clear for orange. Like, it's very understandable to not check every time, because, honestly, who wants to check every single time? But it is a good habit to get into with the right analog stick, using a little claw grip to check, to see if the other team is going or not, because then he could have popped that up and turned into a better shot opportunity. But as we move on, this is a pretty decent pass from Misfit here. Usually in twos, you don't have as much of a risk taken, or I'm sorry, you take more risks than you would in threes, and this is a very risky play here by Macho, but Misfit does throw the ball pretty hard out. Backman, though, I think probably misplayed this a tiny bit. He probably could have met that ball a little quicker, but still, good challenge by Macho Grizz coming for the shot. That's not, like, it's hard. In twos, a lot of times you'll be baited into going for a shot by your teammate based on what his pass is. Like, a Misfit tried his best there to throw it off the wall as hard as he could back to the center, so it's a better play for his teammate instead of him, instead of the other team, as in the goalie. And that's one thing that you want to do in twos a lot, is never try and cross the ball, like, in the crease, kind of like this. He just kind of crosses right at Misfit. Misfit kind of makes a bad touch. But you want to try and cross it so the ball's coming back towards the center, going back towards your side of the field, so your teammate can get a better chance at a shot. Because a lot of times goals will be scored because of a bad pass, and the shooter goes up for it, but the goalie definitely has the ball, and then he's kind of screwed. Let's continue here. I have a little bit of like an aerial shot. I would like this one to get a little bit more in the air. He kind of flies a little too high. Throws maybe a little too direct. Like if he throws this off the back wall, he's looking pretty good. And I just realized front man, back man. I like it for the other team. This is not a great clear from front man, but it's because of the hard shot from Macho that results in that play, but Misfit kind of just doesn't make the play at all there. I'm a little concerned with this. He doesn't have to flip back to his net necessarily. Maybe he thought Misfit was going to dribble back into the corner boost. I would have flown towards the corner boost to grab it, but it looks like Misfit probably needs it, so it's not a bad play because of that. Macho's moving up. Now just seeing, now he can move up a lot further. Pretty good play there. He was being patient, waiting for like a hard first touch, but Backman didn't give it to him. So it made this challenge a little bit harder for Macho, but he still pulls it out pretty well. Just goes high on it. Just barely gets to it and turns into a pretty decent center here. And frontman makes a mistake here. It's just a missed shot. Shit happens. Like he has a bad angle. One thing he could have done, which was risky, he could have like laid it out for a pass instead, but he's better off shooting. It's a wide open net. Just a missed shot. And that'll happen. I mean, it happens to everyone, so nothing really to be said there. This is a pretty good play, actually, right here. Misfit actually turns on this ball, which is not expected. This is definitely Macho's ball, probably. Or Misfit has to hit this ball all the way to the other side of the field, so it doesn't give frontman a chance to make a play. Macho doesn't realize this, and Misfit goes up right as Macho jumps. At that point, he probably should have realized that Misfit was going, but, you know, like, this game is very fast. Hard to tell. One thing I like, though, he waits for his second jump. Like, this is what I talk about a lot. He waits a really long time for his second jump, then uses it as a side flip. Perfect dunk opportunity there because he waited on his double jump. That's something that everyone should do, is try and jump early and then see where you have to do your double jump. He had to go to the right, so he side flips to the right. Smart play there to keep the ball in play after a bit of a confusing play. Here's just a solid challenge. It turns into a 50. That kind of works out for a pass. He's looking for boost. I like to just grab the boost pads. That's fine. Nothing's really happening here, so he can't really move up yet. Backing up a little far here. Not sure why he did this. Like, Misfit's kind of like juggling the ball, and then Macho just like starts going all the way back right when he starts backing up here. He probably could have paused, grabbed that boost, and just circled towards his net. Like, just go sideways to the left. Then if frontman does get a big clear, he can still make a play. Instead, he just kind of keeps backing up. At this point, though, Macho probably has close to full boost because of all the boost grabs. And then this play is just a little bit weak. So frontman hits it. Not much he can do here. What he should do is try and like curl around the ball like in the air, if possible, just to throw it up his own wall to the side. Instead, it's like directly at him. So he kind of just throws it back to frontman. Now this play by frontman though is actually really good because when you hit the ball directly at someone, which he like doesn't really mean to do, but it goes directly at Macho. Now Macho has no momentum to make a play, and that's why I said he should probably jump and try and like curl around the ball so he gets a little bit of momentum to the side. Instead, he just takes it head on, which is really hard to do, to have the ball go anywhere you really want. Here, he's basically going 0 miles per hour and then has to side flip into it, so not going to get a lot of momentum. And when you're shooting, when you know that it's probably going to be a save, it's a very good idea to shoot it right at the goalie, which is not the case here, obviously, but it's just something to keep in mind because their rebounds are going to be really weak. Very similar to how Macho just hit the ball since he had no momentum going in any direction. Frontman has a chance to make a play here. Gets the center. And turns into a goal. Sorry for the guy that doesn't want me to spoil it, but I forgot to turn off the bottom bar. So we're just going to leave it on for the rest of this one. It's a pretty solid play by Frontman. Just passing to himself over and over again. The bad play here is Macho just keeps coming in when it's still frontman's ball. So let's go to fly view real quick. Let's just show how this whole play is shaping out. Let's go back real quick. So ball gets it to frontman. So Misfit is like the next guy in rotation, so he heads back. Now Macho, he gets the touch. I understand why he's kind of going for this challenge. One, he lands that way, so why not? And kind of hang out in this area. Maybe here he could have possibly jumped, but he like already started to turn around to head back. Sorry for my terrible camera skills. Misfit actually misses the boost there, so he has to turn back around for it. The problem here is Macho, once he turns around, just give up on the play, probably. That was definitely frontman's ball. It was just a misread, but Misfit also comes because he expects Macho to actually head back. So as you can see here, Misfit 1 does a terrible turn. Never try and handbrake on those curves because it just turns into a really awful turn. He goes and grabs the boost. And he's already coming for the challenge. Like, he knows he's coming. He didn't expect Macho to turn around on it. So both of them go for the ball. So this is obviously dangerous. The other bad play here is Misfit actually does his double jump after the ball is by him. So we stop it here. Let's go to Misfit. We'll go play review for this one. See how it really shapes up. We'll go pretty slow. Go 50%. So he curves around it. He goes to the play. He doesn't jump until frontman has already hit the ball, which is still understandable. Like, the first jump is not the worst thing in the world. He thought he might be able to beat frontman there. It's hard to tell right away. But the second jump, there's no point of that second double jump there. Ball is way past him at this point. Looks like kind of just like a panic defensive play. He actually touches Macho, too, a little bit. And if we go back into fly view here. So Misfit is now out of the play. Look how far he goes because he went for the double jump. Let's see where he lands. He lands past midfield. And he's trying to turn around now. He's completely out of the play. While all this is happening, Macho, as we can see here, we'll go back. So Macho misses this. Now we can go 50% here. So, like, again, while Misfit's flying away, Macho tries to make it back. And honestly, here, you kind of have to go for it. You expect a shot. So he's trying to drive kind of near this near post and maybe get a block if he's lucky. But kind of just jumps, and then, you know, at this point, it's over. And it turns into a goal. Not much you can do after that. You're just going to be very careful of trying to over-rotate. Because you're... in twos, like, if your teammate doesn't realize that you plan to over-rotate, then you both go for the ball, and if you both miss, you're in a lot of trouble. So we'll continue here. Alright, face-off goes to the wall. Just grabbing boost, which is pretty standard. He sees the wall shot coming, so he tries to cut back. It is missed, so that's fine. This is a bad play right here. One thing that you have to do, look, when this ball is going to the corner, you generally want to attack the ball before it hits the wall, because like if you try and attack it right after and react to a wall hit, it's very hard to read from time to time, especially with the curves of the wall. So you do want to try and attack this. Macho just doesn't use boost to go there, and instead just mistimes how fast that ball is. Turns into a center, actually, for the other team. And that's just a play like you can't have happen. Not sure why he doesn't use boost here. He has the boost. Like if he boosts and kills that like on the wall, they're perfectly fine. But instead, he doesn't use boost, tries to save it. Maybe he just mistimes the ball speed. Turns into a perfect pass to front man. And that just happens, like, if you get to the ball a tiny bit late, you have to try and make a play, and it turns into a center. Here they both go for it, which is never a good idea. Usually, like, you want to call it in quick chat, but actually, it doesn't work out here at all. Backman should have scored that ball. So let's look at Backman's point of view, actually, for this one. Like, this should just be a shot. This, he just mistimes completely here. This is a very easy shot, and again, no boost. He has boost, and he just doesn't use it to try and catch up to the ball and get a better angle. So when a ball is sideways, you have to boost to it really, really quickly, because it's very hard to tell where the other team is, because you're looking at the ball on the side, so you really have no idea where the other cars are. And Backman just took way too much time there, when it could have been an easy shot. Like if he boosts at it, and he could have like took a little bit of time once he boosts towards it to get a proper angle. Here, Macho's trying to punch it out. Like, this one's tough because it's over his head. It's hard to time it right. He does get a piece, but just it's not hard enough. But grab mid-boost is good, and he's just going to wait for this pass. These are the plays that are a little bit dangerous, but again, Misfit does throw the ball off the back wall pretty quickly, so Macho can get a touch on it. That was actually a really good play by Macho here. He knows he basically has no shot here. Like, if he waits too long, then Frontman is just going to dunk him like crazy. So it is a much better play to just throw it back in that corner. He has no shot. Just throw it back in the same corner. He tries to throw it towards Misfit. Doesn't really work out, but at least they keep ball control in this area. So that is a good play there. Because you just don't want to get dunked on when you're that shooter guy, because that's basically it. It's just you, and that's it. This play, the first touch is just poor, and this screws up the play. Like, if he waits for this to bounce, like if he waited a fraction of a second later, that ball pops up, and he can aerial it and try and get it around front man. Instead, he hits it down and forward, and then you can't pop the ball up at that point, because the ball is rolling away from you, so you can't really get a wedge on it. Like, if you had a soccer ball rolling away from you, and you try and, like, pop it up, it's a lot harder than, say, the ball's rolling towards you, and you just put your foot out. The ball's going to pop right up. So it's a very similar thing with cars as well. Alright, here. Tries to get the shot. Understandable. It's a decent shot attempt. It's just Frontman does just cut it off in time. Misfits on his way back. Just barely misses it. This play I'm a little curious about. He breaks here. He probably could have started cutting around the ball a little sooner, but it still works out. Just trying to figure out like if it was going to hit the post, I think. Alright, so this is a pretty decent wall clear. The problem is it's low. Like, you want to try and get these high, which is one of the harder plays to do in Rocket League, to keep that ball high when you're on the wall. It does work out because it goes far enough away. I'm not sure why he's spinning there at the end. He can't reach that ball, so I'm not really positive. Maybe he wanted to dunk if Backman could get it, but it didn't really seem like that was an option. This is a pretty good play, but once you can see that the ball's not on line for a shot, he should just fly directly at this ball and try for more of a pass than trying to wait for it to hit the wall, because this is a very light hit, and it's not really going to give you the best angle in the world for a shot. So if he flies under it and just like does like a little bit of a touch, he can get that off the back wall and a really good pass out to his teammate. But he tries to get more of like an angled shot, and then he gets too late. To the ball too late, because it like never hit the wall, and the play's just kind of like dead on that. Here's a good challenge. Like, they're keeping the ball in. They're just not getting like the best passes to each other. I do like Misfit's passes though. He is trying to throw it out hard to the middle and instead of to the side, which is really, really nice. But right now, like frontman and backman aren't giving him a lot to work with. All right, so this pass, like if this is to misfit, is poor. But I like that Macho tries to follow it up and tries to get like an aerial touch, because like this pass right here is terrible. But if he's throwing it to himself, or like this is how you correct it, you fly to it, try and get that second touch on it. This ball, he just barely misses. He was going a little too fast, and the ball was going a little bit too slow, so he actually gets a little bit too far under it. He could have done a double pop and maybe made it to that ball, or tried to do like a side flip to just get a piece of it. Still kind of works out, and still kind of goes to Misfits area. This is a really poor shot, though, from Misfits. You can't have a shot like this at this point. Like, you got to get those balls in the air. That could have easily turned into a goal for the other team. This play I like. He rolls it up the wall, trying to take it off again. Frontman, good play, though. Just coming in fast so he can beat the guy on the wall. Let's actually look at Frontman's angle here. I want to see when he jumps. Yeah, he jumps pretty early. Like, Macho has to land on the wall, so it's taking him a little longer. And Frontman just makes a solid play there, beating him to it. Misfit here, I'm not sure what he's doing. Let's see. So this play, like, you can kind of tell the ball's going to come pretty close down. Let's see. Misfit's just backwards. Yeah, he turns around, too, again. I'm not sure why he turns around again. Like, at that point, when you see the ball coming off the wall and you're facing that way already, just go out and challenge it. Just get any type of touch. Probably should have been a goal for the other team. But they get a little lucky, which happens. See what Frontman's got here. This could be a shot. Oh, Frontman follows this really well. Like, Frontman's playing a really good game. He goes for the touch. He does the side flip, but he flies towards it to just go for the dunk attempt, really. Like, he could get another touch, maybe. But machogriz is kind of screwed here. Once he goes up for that ball, like, you can't get that around Frontman, like, pretty much at all. Because Frontman's behind the ball. So, very, very good play from Frontman. We'll see here. Like, this is a good touch. That's all he has to do is just push it forward really quickly. Since everyone is up forward. This is a really good pass. Misfit should score this and just, you know, like, this is going to happen. Sometimes people miss, and you're going to get angry, but it's like, shit happens. Misfit maybe was a little too close. He started inching up a little too close. It's still a very easy touch. Just does not get the proper angle on that aerial. Should have been 2-1 right there for sure. Ooh, Misfits again. Let's see what Misfit does here. So he misses. And then Frontman misses for some reason. And this is just awkward right now. But this again, he drives underneath the ball here. Like right after this pop, he should jump right here. And then curl around the ball for an aerial. Instead, he drives underneath it a little bit more. Uses boost for, I don't know why. Because now he's going faster than the ball. And he can't get behind it for a shot. Like on those pops, as soon as you pop it, you want to jump and start using your boost to do it. It could have been Misfit had no boost because he did just go for that aerial, so maybe he only had a very tiny amount, so he didn't want to do that. It's very possible. This is a good center. Let's see here real quick. Frontman does that. This could have been a shot, maybe to the inside post, to the left post. Backman probably has it either way, though. This is a very good center here. Oh, damn. Nice try, though. He does get the proper angle. He did come at it a little hot, but he figured he had to beat the goalie, so I understand why he went for it. And that's the game there, guys. Macho, like, to be fair, he didn't play terrible this game. It was just a couple of misplays, or they just couldn't get enough offensive pressure to get in front of the frontman, backman plays. And then frontman and backman, they had some solid plays, like from frontman especially. He had some really good plays. But that'll do it for this replay analysis, guys. Thank you, machogriz, for the replay, and we'll see you guys next time. Later. My arm hurts. I heard it somehow, so I can barely lift my arm for a wave. I apologize. It hurts. I'm an old man. I'm sorry. Goodbye. I am ashamed.